tonight we're going to have an engaging conversation about courageous conversations. We're going to talk about how to turn challenging and sometimes frightening conversations into safe interactions where you do actually wind up with winning solutions. That's what we're here to do tonight. The characteristic of a courageous conversation is that opinions vary, emotions are strong, and there's a lot at stake. You're at the table and you're in a meeting and you don't agree with the direction that things are going. How do you say so and still maintain the relationship? In so many organizations, 80 to 90%, these are the conversations. Gossip, rumor, innuendo, complaining, what I call the corporate coat of arms. If you would just fix them and them, then I could do my job. Organizations are a network of conversations. At the core of human relationships, the DNA of human relationships is the ability to have courageous conversations, to be able to talk about the things that are frightening and are challenging. We were reading about one, it was an airline pilot and a co-pilot, and the pilot was insisting that the wings of the plane were de-iced enough. The co-pilot knew it was a dangerous situation, but because of their fear of saying what was on his mind, the plane took off anyway and crashed. So I have a particularly difficult day, already you can relate, particularly difficult day, very stressful. I call my husband up on the phone. He says, "Hi, how are you?" I say, I've had," you know how that goes, "I've had the day from how, blah, blah, blah." And he says the following, "Oh." I have an attitude as big as this room. And I say, "I'll be home soon." Click. Now, I have a whole story going in my head. He doesn't appreciate all I do. He's not considerate. I got a story that's about this wide. Fortunately, I do this work. So a little bit before I got home, I took this guy off the hook because I was ready to come in the door and have a conversation. And as I walk in, no kidding, I embarrass him every time I tell this story. As I walk in, he's got hot tea for me. He's got dinner on the table. And this is really embarrassing. He took my flannel pajamas and put them in the dryer so that they would be warm. Now, whenever there are men in the audience and I tell this stuff, they say, "Please, you're making it bad for us." So, not quite as dramatic as all of that, but there are many things that you may hear and see, and unless we know how to put our thoughts and feelings into the space, things can happen when we know very well that this is not the right way to go. How do you do that? How do you do that safely? When you say to yourself, my job, my business, my relationship, my client may be on the line. The foundation of that has got to be the foundation of safety and trust. If you don't trust each other, if you can't talk to each other, if you can't tell each other the truth, if you can't get out on the table what needs to be said, if you can't delegate to each other and know that the job is going to get done, you can't have a team. The foundation needs to be trust. People will not get into dialogue and have healthy conflict unless that foundation of trust and safety is there. There's no way to get commitment in an organization or in a relationship unless people have participated fully into that pool of shared meaning. If they haven't committed to it, then you're not going to have them accountable and paying attention to the results. The most important part of a courageous conversation is how it begins. Now, here are some ways for it not to begin. You know the one. What is it? We have to talk, right? As soon as we do, we have to talk, they're out the door. Oh my God. Okay? What are some of the other ones? I'm really upset. How about you did it again? So here's how it starts. There's something on my mind I'd like to talk with you about. There's something that happened last week that I'd like to talk with you about. And by the way, the tone of voice and body language is critical. Poor communicators say, I figure out what it is I want to say, and I say it loud and clear. What's missing?
Does that make sense?
Does it make sense?
Strategy. The second half.
Strategy. The second half, what's the second half that's missing?
Communication.
Yeah, so here's what I'd like you to capture from this. Communication is reception. It doesn't matter what I'm standing here saying to you today. It matters what you get. Right action is the supreme art of life. And the secret of that art is compressed into one courageous sentence. Be fearless in your stand for the truth. Thank you.